Hi everyone, it's me, Crystalline, your proactive conscious aging life coach. How are you guys doing today? I am joyful in the Lord and in the power of His might. Welcome once again to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. And to all of my continuing subscribers, thanks so much for supporting my channel. You know, I like my videos to be interactive, so please leave a lot of comments, share this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get my videos just as soon as I upload them. Today, we're going to be talking about muscle mass, protein, and how muscle affects longevity. And this is a subject that I've been putting off for a while. And also, before I get started with that, I want to give you a health update. In my last video, I talked about how my knee was injured and I didn't really know what was going on, but my doctor thought it was a torn meniscus. Last week, I had my MRI, and this week, my doctor is going to give me the results of the MRI. But in the meantime, what has happened is that my knee has improved greatly. The swelling is about 95% gone. The pain is totally gone. And I want to thank all of you guys who told me that you were praying for me, because I believe that prayer works. Hallelujah. And also, one thing that I did do is, instead of jumping rope, which my doctor told me not to do anymore, I found a bouncy elliptical trainer at my gym. And so I gave my knee a little rest, you know, and just glided instead of, you know, pounded. And I think that also helped a lot. One thing I didn't do was to stop moving. I said it would take a Mack truck to knock me down, okay? I'm going to keep moving regardless. And so that seems to be what works for me. So my knee is like 100% better. I figure when I go on Thursday, I think the doctor is probably just going to send me to physical therapy, which I guess I've been doing my own physical therapy. I'm back to walking, and I'm walking 2 miles at a time. And you know, I just feel great. It's much, much, much better. So I wanted to give you that little health update. And also, I want to talk about something else right quick. Now, if you have been watching my channel regularly, I went on a 21-day fast back in January. And I love that fasting. It was a challenge, actually. It was a 21-day fast challenge. I had planned to fast for about 7 days starting on January 3rd, because my birthday is January 2nd, right? I had planned to fast anyway, but I found a group online that was led by Pastor Vlad Savchuk, and it was a 21-day fast challenge. So during this 21 days, we were fasting and praying and reading our Bibles, and I really wanted to do it just to see if I could do it. So I joined the fast challenge, and sure enough, I fasted for 21 days. However, and you know, I'm just going to keep it real and I'm going to be honest. During that fasting period, I did not lift weights. I did do some walking because I wanted to keep myself mobile and everything, but I did not lift weights. Now, a friend of ours, when I told him about the fast challenge, he kept saying, well, what about protein? What about protein? But he never did get to the crux of the matter about why he was so worried about me not having protein. So my answer was, well, you know, do I look like I'm missing any protein? Look at my skin. It snaps back. You know, look at my body. Do I look like I'm missing any protein? Anyway, so we had that little argument back and forth. And since then, I have done my research, and I have been watching Melissa Neal, who is a content creator here on YouTube. And I found out exactly what he was talking about, but he just really couldn't put words to it. And so that is why I'm bringing you this video today. And it's protein, muscle, and its relation to longevity. So let me get back to the story. I fasted for 21 days. It was great, okay? I could hear from God, and that's when I started my homeless food ministry and everything. And it was just, it was an accomplishment for me because I never thought that I could go without eating for that long. So when I went back to the gym, though, it was like I had to start from scratch all over again. My muscles were so weak. I was really surprised that they would diminish in strength that much in just 21 days. And see, some people make the mistake of trying to lift weights while they're fasting, which is really a no-no, not unless you're doing intermittent fasting where you're going to have an eating window and you can lift weights during that time. But when you're just fasting, I drank tea and water, and I knew that I didn't need to be lifting weights. So when I went back to the gym, I was so weak, I couldn't even believe it. I started from scratch all over again. And so what I want to say is I won't be doing that again. Now, some of you guys who watch my videos, you were probably thinking that all along, you know, but you didn't say anything in the comments, so I'm saying it right now. I'm not saying that I regretted doing that, but one thing that I also noticed is that my metabolism went down so much. I only lost 15 pounds during those 21 days, which tells me that my metabolism was holding on to my body weight and my fat because it was in starvation mode. So I learned that not to do that. So I'm not going to do any more prolonged fasting because it slowed my metabolism down so much that when I got off the fast, if I looked at some food, I started gaining weight. And that's just not what I want to do. I want to get to a stable weight and just stay there because yo-yo dieting is not healthy. And I know you guys know that. So I don't want to do that. I want to get to a stable weight and stay within about 5 to 10 pounds of my goal weight and call it a day. Okay. So I have started to do something to address that, which is to change my body composition. I'm trying to build up a little bit more muscle because muscle is metabolically active, and instead of gaining weight every time I look at a cookie or whatever, I won't gain weight. So that's what I've been doing. So let me just get on with the conversation here and give you the information that I have. And I do have my computer here because, as usual, I want to make sure that I tell you everything, give you all the information that I have for you. So first of all, we know that there are 3 macronutrients. We have protein, we have carbohydrates, and we have fats. Those are the main ones. And so let's talk about why muscle building is so important. First of all, muscle is an essential nutrient for growth and repair. It builds, it repairs our tissues, including our skin, our muscles, and it also affects our hormones and enzymes within the body. So we need that. And here's a fun fact for you. I don't know how much fun it is after I tell you, but did you know that after age 30, we actually lose as much as 3 to 5% of muscle per decade? That's quite a bit. It really is. And so I'm 62, so I theoretically have lost about 15% by now of the muscle mass I had up to age 30. So I'm working on that. 15% might not sound like that much, but it really is. If you're thinking about how you continue to have that level of sarcopenia as you age, you know, we want to stop that. So now, if you think about, you know, how this affects your body, and let me just tell you, and you probably noticed already that fat tends to be where the muscle is not, okay? It's so funny. You know, God made us to be able to sustain ourselves, and, you know, we can get fat. Fat will stay there forever, and it's very happy to fill in any spaces where the muscle isn't, right? So now, if you've lost 15% of your muscle mass, that means that's 15% less strength to do your activities of daily living, 15% less metabolically active tissue, and 15% less of that tissue that gives you that firm, youthful, and strengthened body, okay? Yeah, it affects our abilities, and especially as we're getting older. Now, our protein needs do increase as we age. And also, if you're doing heavy workouts, recovering from injury, or under a lot of stress, your protein needs are going to increase. So it comes down to this. Muscle is needed for every important function of our bodies. Let me just say that again. Muscle is needed for every important function of our body. That is the protein that builds muscles in addition, especially the movement of the body. Movement or mobility is a key indicator of health as we age. Skeletal muscle is needed to move our extremities and help maintain our balance. It helps us stay alive. How many people do you know who have fallen for some reason or another? And it tends to happen to our relatives and friends when they get in their late 60s and 70s. That's because they lose that balance, and then they don't have that skeletal muscle to help them right themselves before they fall. And oftentimes it is because they're just not strong enough to maintain that balance. So they start falling and they can't right themselves in time before they fall. You know, and sometimes those falls can be fatal. I don't want that to happen to me, and I don't want it to happen to you. So sometimes those falls can be preventable. And it's a key factor in having a healthy, long life. Do you remember that old commercial where the woman says, "I've fallen and I can't get up"? I'm not trying to be funny, but anyway, and she has her little life, whatever mechanism, so she can call someone to help her get up. You know, I don't know about you, but to me, that would be so embarrassing to fall down and not be able to get up. Now see, sometimes people fall and can't get up because they break their hip or they break one of their arms or something, and they just can't push themselves up. But that didn't appear to happen to that woman in that commercial. She just couldn't get up, okay? So that is one example of why you need to maintain that muscle mass as you get older. I just want to ask you a question though. How many of you guys would like to be able to get up when you fall? Okay, put your hand up in the comment section. I'm gonna put mine up right now. Okay, first of all, I don't want to fall unless I slip on the ice or something, and I don't even want to fall then. But if I do, I want to be able to get up on my own with my own volition. Okay, so now let me just go on real quick because I don't want to belabor that point, but let's talk about some of the benefits of protein. Number one, satiety. Protein is the most satiating of all of the macronutrients. Carbohydrates and fats are less satiating. You know, I wish the fat, you could eat some fat and just don't want to eat anymore, but that's not the case. Protein is the most satiating, and also it is used by our body less slowly, so we stay full from protein a little bit longer. Okay, number two, blood sugar. Protein helps with blood sugar control. Research shows that when you eat your protein first, you make better food choices overall. I want to tell you something else too about sugar while I'm on it, because I'm a sugar addict in recovery. I always say that, but I'm serious, okay? Because sugar can be as addictive as cocaine. It goes into the same pleasure centers as those drugs do. So I'm trying to stay off sugar, and this is like the worst time going into the holidays to be struggling with a sugar addiction. So I'm going to tell you again about this herb that I take. It's called gymnema, and it's called the sugar destroyer. If you take gymnema, if you take 2 capsules a day and don't eat any processed sugar, believe me, by the following week, if you eat something that's processed like a piece of cake or a cookie, it's going to taste like cardboard. It's called gymnema, Gymnema. It's called the sugar destroyer, and it is an herb. I'm just telling you about it because I'm trying to help you with the things that help me. Now, anyway, blood sugar helps with sugar control. Eat the protein first and you'll make better food choices. Number 3, protein is also the most thermic of the macronutrients. Protein takes about 20 to 30% of its calories to be assimilated and used by the body. Now here's a caveat. If you're trying to lose weight, be sure to count your protein calories as well. I don't want to give you the idea that you can just sit here and eat up all the steak and chicken and fish that you want to. If you eat too much, it will be converted into fat. So make sure you count those protein calories as well as grams in your daily calorie intake. You won't want to eat too much because you will gain weight. How much protein do you need each day? Now, this is a bone of contention. It's a source of many arguments, but I'm just going to tell you. The RDA recommended daily value for protein intake is 0.36 grams. And I know all the bodybuilders, and competitors out there are going to argue with that. I'm just telling you the RDA requirement. You may need more if you're trying to build your muscle mass. Now, so it's 0.36 grams per pound of body weight. So that means if you weigh about 140 pounds, you should be eating about 50 grams of protein daily. However, this number is variable and it depends on your health and fitness needs. For example, if you're exercising and trying to lose weight, you might increase your protein to about 0.5 grams or even 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight because you're trying to lose fat and you're trying to build muscle. So again, for that 140-pound person, the intake would now be around 70 grams of protein per day. And further, if you're trying to lose weight and see muscle gain, again, you might increase it, and I'm going to say to 0.8 to 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight. It fluctuates. You have to find out what's good for you, especially if you're trying to build muscle mass. You're going to want to eat a lot more protein. That doesn't mean to not eat your carbs and your fats, but we're just talking about protein today. The loss of muscle mass as we age will need to be compensated for by taking in more protein and performing resistance training. You can't get away from the resistance training. Now, let me just expound on that for a second, because I know a lot of women are just absolutely terrified to pick up a dumbbell, okay? They're so scared to lift weights because they think they're going to look like a man. They think they're going to have big bulging muscles. And they're just scared, They're scared. They think that they're too fragile or frail. But let me tell you, lifting weights helps you increase your bone density. That's one thing, as well as building up your muscle mass. So you need to pick up some weights. And if you just absolutely don't want to pick up some weights, then you can do body weight resistance exercises also. You can't get past that. You have to lift weights, okay? Resistance training is the key. You can start off at smaller weights. Some people tell me, well, I only lift a 3-pound weight. You're not going to do that much muscle building with a 3-pound weight, but you can start there. and you can lift that. And let's say if we're talking about dumbbells, you can go from 3 to 5 pounds to 8 pounds to 10 pounds. Wherever it gets easy for you, you're gonna move it up a couple of increments, okay? Can't get past that resistance training. And you know, there are so many things that you can use. You can use resistance bands, you can use barbells, dumbbells, you can use machine weights at the gym. Find out what you like and do it. You have to resistance train to build muscle, and especially as we're aging. You know, as we're aging, we got to do everything, okay? You know, you have to do everything. And the reason why, not just because you want to look good, but you have to feel good. We need to be strong. Just because we're getting older doesn't mean we're going to stop doing things. I mean, we go outside and garden. We go outside and lift heavy pots. We do a lot of things, and we just can't, you know, snap our fingers and call a genie to come do things because we're over 60, you know? So you want to build that muscle mass so you can just get through the activities of daily living. So let me talk about this. You want to get mostly whole food sources of protein, but if you find that you can't eat enough whole food sources, for example, your meats, your plant protein, your fish, or whatever other protein you're going to take, you can also supplement it. So let me just show you some things that you can use to supplement, okay? Right here, I have a little pure protein bar, and it is 21 grams of protein in here. So if I got stuck at 80 grams, I could have this and get it up to 101 grams of protein. This is just a little extra. Also, I have this. This is Orgain protein, and this one is a plant-based superfood protein, and it has 21 grams of plant protein in a 2-scoop serving, and it only has 170 calories. So this is pretty efficient. Sorry for that glare. And that's a plant-based one. This one is called Veg Fuel. Oh, but this one is plant-based too. This one is soy protein. The other one has like, let me read these for you, because this one is pure soy protein. And this one, we got all kind of a mixture in this one. Let's see. Pea protein, number 1. Brown rice protein with chia seed. And it has some other things that are not protein. But anyway, we have sprouts, quinoa, millets, buckwheat sprouts, garbanzo beans. All of those are plant proteins. And you can also add some whey protein if you eat animal products. This one is a soy protein. Now I picked this up, and I know we got some whey protein around this house somewhere because my husband likes to use that. But this one, let's see, how many grams do we have here? 2 scoops, 35.5 grams. And let's see the protein. They're hiding it from me on here. 30 grams in 2 scoops. So that's a fair amount of protein. You can make a smoothie with this and add some more protein to your diet. Okay? And you can also, if you don't know exactly how much protein you need, you can get a protein calculator online, and you can, calculate exactly how much protein you need for your body weight. Now, I also wanted to show you another plant-based protein, but this isn't it, so I'm gonna put that one back. I have all these things to show you today. Okay, so I'm just gonna list some more 5 ways to maintain muscle mass as you age. Let me stop here and drink some of this water because my mouth is getting dry. There, that's better. All right, 5 ways to maintain muscle mass as we age. Number 1, I'm talking about it the whole video, eat protein. The body breaks down protein-rich food into amino acids, which it uses to build muscle. Number 2, I already said it, practice resistance training. And you want to do this 3 to 4 times a week, and your goal should be to start using moderately heavy weights and to build up progressively heavier over time. Don't try to go from your 8-pound dumbbells to 15-pound dumbbells the next day. It's a progressive transition that you want to make as you get stronger. You don't want to injure yourself trying to do too much too fast. It's okay. Your muscle mass didn't diminish overnight, and it's not going to be rebuilt overnight. So give yourself time, be gentle with yourself, but be consistent. Try to lift those weights and do your body resistance training at least 3 to 4 times a week. All right, now you want to increase your intake of omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-3s are found in foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds. These are anti-inflammatory, and which you want because inflammation causes muscles to break down. Omega-3s can help improve the rate of muscle protein synthesis. So now I have a big container of walnuts right here. So I'm ready. Another thing is, if you don't have some of these walnuts, and think about nuts, they're so full of calories, they're awesome, but these nuts, it says it has 1/4 cup or 30 grams has 5 grams of protein, but it also has 200 calories. But anyway, well, eat a few of them. It'll contribute to your omega-3 fatty acid in a whole food form. But also, if that doesn't sound great, you can also get something like this. This is fish oil, okay? And it says provides 1,000 milligrams each little serving. Let me show it to you. They're pretty big though. I say little, but they're big. Okay, that's pretty big, but that's 1,000 milligrams, let's see, in one soft gel, and it has 300 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acid. So you can supplement with that. Number 4, you want to check your vitamin D levels. Vitamin D also helps with muscle protein synthesis. And please note that this is going to help you build muscle strength, that muscle protein synthesis. And also, I want you to note that it takes 4 times as long for people over 60 to receive vitamin D through sun exposure. So a lot of times I'm outside walking and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm getting all this vitamin D and everything, especially when the sun is out. But over 60, I would need to be out there 4 times as long. Also, African Americans and other people of color and plant-based eaters are often vitamin D deficient. Now, you can find out about that with a very simple blood test. I'm going to show you this because I am vitamin D deficient. My doctor prescribed these vitamin D capsules for me, and there are actually 50,000, let's see, 1.25 milligrams, 50,000 units, like that, in this little capsule. And so I take one of these every week, and that's to get my vitamin D level up to where it should be. So, keep tabs on your vitamin D levels. Number 5, we can walk. And walking has so many incredible benefits for the body. It's a fantastic cardiovascular. Also provides resistance. What did I say? Exercise, okay? It provides resistance training for the body, and it can help you to maintain that body muscle mass. So walk your heart out, okay? Today I went on a 55-minute walk. It was cold outside, but I felt pretty good afterwards. So I want to encourage you to go on ahead and walk. Now, in summary, you guys, let me just break it all down to you. This is the important part. According to a study by Abramovitz et al. In 2018, more muscle mass is inversely associated with the risk of death. People with sarcopenia, which is that loss of muscle mass and muscle strength, may have a whopping 60% increase in the relative risk of death compared to people without sarcopenia. That is huge. 60% increase in a relative risk of death. I don't know about you, but I want to close that gap. Yes, I do. I want to close it in the name of Jesus. So building muscle mass has been a very underappreciated tool in optimizing health and longevity. We hear all about all other things that we need to do. We need to take this supplement and that supplement. We need to eat this, that, and the other in order for us to, live to a ripe old age. But oftentimes, muscle mass and strength training is not emphasized. So if you're watching this video today, I'm emphasizing it because we need to stay strong. What if you fell and hit your head? Okay, so now you're dead. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's something that may have been avoided. Okay, if you had the strength to catch yourself before you fall down. Okay, so you may want to do, you definitely want to do some balance exercises along with your cardiovascular exercise and your weight training. Do some balance exercising. I don't want to fall or something like that, and I don't want my muscle mass to get so low that my muscle strength diminishes. I mean, that's huge to me. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. People with sarcopenia, which is defined as the loss of muscle mass and muscle strength, may have a whopping 60% increase in the relative risk of death compared to people without sarcopenia. Okay, pick up some barbells, some dumbbells, some handbells. You know what I'm talking about. Get on those machines and build that. Muscle mass is so important. So now, muscle mass is also associated with better health outcomes. If you get sick or some kind of disease. Low muscle mass is associated with a poorer health outcome. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to say it again. I love to repeat things, okay? Because you got to hear what I'm saying. More muscle mass is associated with better health outcomes, and low muscle mass is associated with poorer health outcomes. Low muscle mass is associated with increased risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and cancer. That's bad news. And it plays a critical role in recovery from illness. It helps maintain strong bones, healthy tissues, and organs. And because muscle is a metabolically active tissue, now I said that about 3 times, but I want you to get it, okay? It helps reduce the risk of being overweight by increasing metabolic rate, which helps prevent type 2 diabetes. That's rampant in this country. And also in the UK, it's just rampant because we eat too much. That's bottom line, okay? But if you increase that metabolic rate, do your resistance training, okay, you can prevent type 2 diabetes. It also helps to increase and maintain insulin sensitivity. There are just so many positive health outcomes from building muscle, and it's never, never too late to start doing it. Now, I don't know if you ever heard of Ernestine. What is her last name? I want to say Jones, but it could not be. It could be Williams. Anyway, Shepherd. There it is. Ernestine Shepherd. She is the world's oldest female bodybuilder. She didn't start bodybuilding until she was in her late 50s. She's in her 80s right now, and she still holds that title in the Guinness Book of World Records. So if Ernestine Shepherd can do it, I can do it too. You can do it too. Don't wait. Start today. Do some resistance training. If you don't have any weights or anything, do some squats, do some lunges, do some push-ups off the wall. Do something. Start today. You are not too old, and it is not too late. So a question that I'm going to ask, and I would like you to answer this in the comment section, is what are you doing right now to help build your muscles and prevent age-related muscle loss? Okay, I want to hear your answers in the comment section. I tell you what I'm doing. I am walking. I am doing that elliptical trainer. I am lifting weights 3 to 4 times a week, and I have been doing progressively heavier weightlifting, mostly in my upper body, because I haven't been wanting to exacerbate the problem with my knee. Although my doctor did give me the okay to go ahead and do all my exercises except a jumping rope. So I've been increasing a little bit less on my legs and my lower body, but I'm continuing to progress. So that's what I'm doing, because I'm not just talking, you guys, I'm walking. I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm not doing. So let me know in the comments section, what are you doing right now to prevent muscle loss in your body? And I really hope that this video has encouraged you to increase your protein intake in all of its forms, and letting you know the importance and why you should be doing that. And just let me know if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. Like I said earlier, I love this to be a conversation between you and I. Thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.